everyone. I'm Diego. Thank you for being here. And as always, there's been Uriel. If this
Hi.
is the first time, if you are following us, this is Unluck Gamer Talks. This is actually the 10th episode. So, special, honestly, really special because 10 episodes. I know it's nothing, they are like One Piece that has 1,300,000 millions episodes. But to be honest, you never know when you start something, where it goes, how long it will go. So I'm happy that we have 10 episodes. So in case this is the first time, this is just a quick chit chat that we have me and Uriel about games, co-op games that we play. And you are more than welcome to follow us, talk with us, chit chat with us, interact with us in any form or way that you prefer. We are here to talk and have fun. And who we are. I am Diego Cuti. I am a creative director in the game industry. I have 16 years of experience. I have worked on multiple projects. The most recent one are Star Overdrive, which is available everywhere, and A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, which is available everywhere.
Very good. And I'm Uriel Cozzolino. I'm also a game designer. For the last 4 years, I've been working on the Dinopath Trail. Um, and I've also been a teacher for the game design subject. So, 10 episodes. I wasn't counting, but interesting. So I'm happy that we are celebrating our 10th episode with a game that it's actually kind of special because both of us really liked this game. We didn't play this one together, but we've been talking about this a while back.
Yeah, and we are already two people following us, so thank you for giving us your time. Please feel free to share your opinion, question, or whatever you want with us. This is a free chat for fun, so please share whatever you want to share with us. Now, what we're talking today is, as the title say, and as Uriel was saying, It Takes Two. A special game, to be honest. We already talked about this company in one
Yes.
of the first episodes. I don't remember, not the first, but one of the earliest episodes, with A Way Out. And
Yes.
now we are actually playing their third game, and we're
Splitgate.
talking about the second one. So I'm gonna put the video as usual, and if you want to start to talk about Uriel,
Yes,
I'll go in the
absolutely.
middle just to
I'm
to show a bit.
Mhm. So it takes two. It's a co-op game, obviously. It's a sort of action platformer with environmental puzzle elements, and i in my opinion, it didn't really innovate that much in the genre, but it took everything that it needed to do, and they did it in a great way. So it's a very, very good example of a good way to make games. You don't always need to reinvent the wheel to do something new every single time. It's interesting and it's very good to innovate, but it's not always necessary. And in this case, this is a great example. They just created a very, very solid product, and everyone loved it because it had great reviews, both from the audience and from the critics. Um, so this is it. It's a offline campaign. So there is a story, a narrative. I don't know how much we want to spoil to
No,
the
no. Well,
spoilers.
we will spoil one element because there is something that I really want to talk
Yes,
about. One element.
I
Also,
think I know what you're talking
yes,
about.
of course. But also because it's very important from a design point of view.
Mhm. Yes.
I actually want to iterate on what Uriel said, which is this game actually is, in my opinion, less innovative than their previous game, A Way Out. In which last time we talked about A Way Out, we talk about the innovation in the camera. And actually, this game has less camera, let's say, innovative camera than the previous one.
Mhm.
So it seems like weird, right? Like, hey, we innovate on the camera and now we're doing the sequel and we don't innovate on the camera that we itself innovated. Sounds kind of weird, right? But the truth is that this game focuses on something else. This is the thing. So the comparison is that in A Way Out was a very story-driven game. Yes, with mini games like this game has, but it's the amount of gameplay. It's less in general speaking. It's really mostly a walking simulator. Most of the time, it's a walking simulator with a mini game. While this game, actual, has gameplay. Other than the mini games, as you can see, there is literally gameplay here, in which, for example, you have to open everything on the right time. This is a puzzle, and while this puzzle, is not the most complex puzzle they ever seen in my life or anything like that, if you watch from the time they arrive and the time this player's fixing it, so it's 55, 50 seconds when they started, and let's see. Now he's still experimenting, still experimenting. I'll go a bit faster. And okay, so the solution arrives around kind of like 40 seconds later, more or less. So nothing incredible, we're not discussing about the witness. Oh my god, I have to stay 3 days, or Baba is you, which makes me feel like an idiot, really. But it's still a game, there is still elements. For example, this player is a bit better than the other, and he jumped, a bit faster, not waiting. The second player is slightly less good, and so it's waiting until the platform is fully there. So all these things are nothing special. We're not talking an incredibly complex gameplay, yet it's still gameplay. For example, when I played this with my brother, that's who I played with this game. My brother was the wife, basically, in the game. You're a married couple. In this game, just to be sure, it's the one that make I think explode. And there is this combat now that you are actually seeing right now, in which one has to kind of like goo the wasp, and the other make the goo explode and kill the wasp. Now, this is once again not incredibly complex gameplay. We are not talking anything. There is a very clear big auto aim is visible. My brother, which is not a player, is not a gamer, had the difficulty doing this level. Actual difficulty to beat the boss with it to had two, three tries probably to beat it. Now, once again, is this a massive amount of tries? It's like me doing 25 time Melania, Blade of Mikela. No, but it's way more time that happens in A Way Out. Me and my brother played A Way Out together again, and we had zero time of redoing any of the concepts. So for me, that is the difference of this game. The first one was basically a co-op walking simulator. The second one, it's a light gameplay experience.
Yes, I absolutely agree. The gameplay relies mostly on platforming and light, very light action gameplay. There is a little bit of combat, of shooting. There is a lot of physics involved. Most of the puzzles are, as we are seeing right now, physics based, and we know that using physics based gameplay is a pretty good way to create emergent gameplay. So every single run, every single playthrough, depending on the people who are playing and their playstyle, will be slightly different. And that makes it even more interesting because even replaying the game with a different person can be a slightly different experience. Now, this is not a game that needs replayability, absolutely not. It's mostly story driven, but still, um, it makes it very very interesting. What we are seeing right now, it's one of the mini games that this is something I want to talk about. I don't know if we want to
Yeah,
dive right
absolutely.
in
Let's
right
start
now.
with this. Let's start
Okay,
with it.
so this is something I find really really interesting about this game. It's a great example of how to apply Jungian archetype to gameplay. So basically, we have usually when we are using this framework, we have three different levels of gameplay that we can analyze. There is the minute to minute, so it's something that happens rarely during the gameplay. It's something that it's not happening all of the time. It's like the long-term objectives, all of that. There is the second to second that has the word say. It's what's happening literally all of the time. And
For
then there
example,
is,
here jumping, basically
yes,
jumping and walking.
exactly, moving, jumping, shooting when you have a gun. While the minute to minute, for to do an example, would be, for example, solving a specific puzzle, or maybe
Fighting.
yes, fighting. And there is a third kind of layer that we can analyze, that is the opposite one. So it's when we have a gameplay that is exactly the opposite of what we have been doing up until that part. So all of this game that is mainly achiever, for the achiever player type, um, and it's fully cooperative, so there is a lot of socializer involved. You spend all of the game cooperating with your partner, trying to synchronize and coordinate and help each other. And only once for each level, there is a mini game where you have to fight or compete against your partner. So everything that you have been doing up until that part will be completely changed, and you will need to do the opposite. You will need to actually beat your companion. And this is great because it allows a sudden change of pace. It keeps the game interesting, and they did it in a way that is basically perfect,
It
because
is.
in each level they give you new mechanics. They give each of the two characters a new tool or weapon, different for each of them, and coordinating these tools will allow for gameplay. In this case, we have like the glue gun and the explosions and the fire, and if you combine the two, things will explode.
Explode.
And each mini game where you have to actually beat your opponent, you will have a completely different gameplay every single time, because you're using new stuff every time. And all of the mechanics that you have learned up until that point, the kind of platform that level was using, the combination of the tool, everything will come together in that specific section of the game. So it's a very, very efficient way to keep having new content from the same mechanics and features that you have already put in the game. And it's also a way to, as I said, change the pace. So what we were seeing when I started talking, it was an example
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this.
I'll bring back in the meantime. I want to say that someone else is watching us. Thank you for giving us your time. If you have question, feedback, opinion, whatever, feel free to write us. This is a free chit chat. And absolutely, what Uriel was saying, I'll bring back. And just to say another thing before it's, as you notice, the combat is exactly what Uriel was saying, which is minute to minute. So that was something that it's clearly minute to minute based. It doesn't happen most of the time. You are just jumping around. This is the experience. And after this, we have the, because I remember it was after this one a bit, right? It was after this.
Mhm. Yeah, a little bit after.
Exactly, there was the fighting with Wasp. The champion. Maybe no, maybe it was. Sorry, no, here it was here.
Here, yes.
And here you have tug of war, and this is the other super interesting element to me is this competitive game are not complex game by any form of mean. It's tug of war. It's literally a kid game. You know, you just push the other person. In this case, it's basically spam a button to win. And notice something. There is something very interesting. Now, the game has no consequences, as you can notice. Of course, losing doesn't do anything. But the game, it doesn't make you feel good about losing. Look, you literally die. Okay, you feel into this pit and you die. and that's it. Okay, it's not like, oh, I lost. All these mini games do involve your character usually dying in some sort of way. Although, as you notice, dying has no effect whatsoever, but it's still important because it, once again, show this element of competitiveness. Okay,
Yes.
I'm kind of killing you. Why this
And
is important? And this is in the narrative. Without going into much spoiler, I don't know. I will search in the back to where we are, and you can tell a bit of the narrative.
wait. Before you go back, I want to highlight a couple more things from
Hmm.
the winning. So the player who wins gets an emote, gets
A point.
uh, stuff, confetti going on his screen. They get the written big, very big, full screen the whole time. The screen is split in two. When you win, you get the full screen. You won, and the other person lose, and you get the point. So you can try and retry the mini game, and there is a counter. So there are many things that point to what you, Diego, were saying. Please go on.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're right. And this also we connect with Jung design methodology in another point too, which we will arrive. But for that, we need to give a bit of explanation. I know it was the other fight, but it's still a fight, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
In any case, it's showing a bit the element. So once again, something that for me, you want me to tell the story, or you want you to tell the story a bit?
Oh, you can go on.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay.
So the story, I will not spoiler too much because I do invite everyone watching or hearing these as podcast or reading the review or whatever media you're using for following us uh, to play the game. It's not a long game. It's really not a long game. It's a nice experience. And as I say, it might be slightly difficult for people that didn't fully play this type of game, but it's more than doable. My brother did it, so it's more than doable. Now, what is the story? The story is about these two main characters, which are a couple in crisis. This couple has a kid, specifically a daughter, and they are discussing about basically divorce. And they are in this very nasty phase of the relationship, in which is kind of like they don't exactly hate each other, but they don't exactly love each other either. It's a bit of a weird situation. It's kind of like strange and things like that. And magic happens and things, and a weird book with uh, a Latin accent, let's say,
Yeah.
a very strong accent, say certain things, and they get transported into this basically magic world. And maybe it's a fever dream. Who knows? It's not exactly sure. In which stuff will happen, and as I say, I will not go fully into the detail. Now, in general speaking, though, and going back on what Uriel was saying, this story is a feel-good story, mainly speaking. Okay, it's a positive story about basically rebuilding relationship, refinding, good love into each other, and having fun in the silly sense of it. So literally discussing about, oh look, I just took a photo
Yeah.
of me, I'm a wasp, you are a thing, and stuff like that. So it's a very silly thing. The book itself, it's very silly. It's voluntarily exaggerated and very weird and very silly. And is dubbed by actually the guy that owns the company. But
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah. He didn't fully, but a couple of lines he did it.
Okay.
But so in any case, it's a feel good story. It's a feel good story, except for one critical moment. And please, while I search it, introduce this critical moment.
I sent you the link
Yeah, yeah, I
in the
have.
chat. Okay. So basically, as you said, they are small version of themselves, and they are actually in the world, in the real world, and in their house. So there is their daughter, and they try to ignore the book at first. They just want to go back to normal, because the book is trying to make them come back together, and they initially don't really want that. So what they think it's a good plan is, okay, if we find a way to alert our daughter, she will save us somehow. So in this part of the game, they are trying everything they can to catch the attention of the daughter. And this daughter has a favorite toy. It's a plush of this elephant. And the elephant is on the top of a very high shell. They want to throw it down so that the daughter in the room will turn around and look at them. So they went all up to this point to talk with the elephant, and this is what's going to happen.
Which, of course, the elephant is the queen because it's the favorite daughter toy. Of course, so it's kind of like in the castle. The metaphor is kind of like hierarchical because of that.
I think we need to turn on the volume. Diego,
yes, in this case, I
this
agree. Give me a second.
Super important, yeah.
You want some cookies?
Can you hear?
I actually love cookies.
Cody, you're not here to stuff your face with cookies. Let's just do this. You sound unhappy. You can tell me what's wrong. That's what friends are for.
No, nothing's wrong. It's great. Everything's like super great.
Well, I can see you're not happy. You need a hug.
I kind of do. Oh.
Cody, what are you doing? Let's kill her. Kill me? Why do you want to kill me?
Oh, no. We don't want to kill you. We just kind of have to. Just a little bit.
But I'm Cutie, the loving elephant. I love Rose, and Rose loves me. I don't want to die. I know, but we have no choice. I'm sorry. No!
This is gonna be ugly.
Yes.
Oh no!
Quick, do something!
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Listen to the music, like how it goes into this.
Yes!
Guess that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I'll just go, right? Just go.
My foot is stuck!
Hurry! Before she escapes!
We're really sorry for this!
Yeah, we don't like violence!
My leg!
Go! We gotta get her to the edge of the bookshelf!
Cat's on the other side! Come on, grab her!
I still have like the STD plus this.
Yeah,
That's my
it's hard to watch.
Stop! Someplace quiet and safe! Friends are supposed to help each other! Rose, help me! This is horrible! I feel so evil!
No, me too! I'll need therapy after this.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
me
we
too.
could ask that book!
You crazy?
We all do.
We need to see a professional after this!
I think she's tricking us! Pull me! Oh, it wasn't a trick.
What? Everything is fuzzy.
Notice the camera, the indicator to the blood fuzzy.
Wouldn't it be more fun to play jump rope instead? We're really sorry for this. You don't have to do this. I love Rose.
good, honey.
Yeah, come on, darling. Oh, cutie. Oh, are you okay? Oh, no. You're broken. I'll fix you. Oh, no. Oh, no, cutie. Poor cutie. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you hurt yourself.
May, I think it's working.
Yes. Yes, she's crying.
Yes! Come on! All right, we gotta get down there. Quick, before she stops. This way.
Come on.
Okay, well, it's okay. So, of course, there's other people watching us, so thank you again for giving us your time. Feel free to chat with us, say hi, or comment, or giving feedback, and whatever. And now, this scene that we just saw, and it's really PSTD all over again.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, fantastic, and technically my favorite, and then I will show my second favorite example of ego scene from Jungian design style in a video game. Now, what you have done, it's absolutely horrific in the game. In the context of the game is very well designed to make you feel a monster. Cutie, it's literally powerless in the last scene. She is not even ragdolling. She is literally covered in fear, hopeless, unable to do anything, and a complete of your design. Multiple times she proposed the users to, stop it. Like I'm not even angry. You almost killed me, but let's stop it. The two of them are, constantly doing things that are more and more painful, like this one. Eventually, they broke this part. And of course, I remember that these you two are the player. Okay, you are actively doing this thing. And when you're finally doing it in a very lion scene, long live the king, Lion King scene, what you see is their kid, remember that Rosie is their own daughter, reacting to notice that her favorite toy broke some way. Of course, she doesn't understand why. And what you say as a human being is,
Yeah, come on, darling. Okay. No, cutie, poor cutie.
May, I think it's working.
here.
Yes. Yes, she's crying.
Okay. So they just made basically her own daughter cry, terrible tears, and the result is happiness. Oh my god, yes, we did it. Fantastic. We are the best. Of course, in the previous level, you were doing what Uriel was saying. You were the archetype of a kind of a hero. You were saving the squirrel from the evil wasp. And now you did something that it's literally scare level. Okay, you just did something that is monstrosity. And you did it, yes, metaphorically, magically to the toy, but also you did it physically to your own daughter. So even if you believe, yeah, but Roz is not really alive, it was just a thing. Well, still her daughter is crying real tears of seeing her own favorite toy broke. And of course, this is monstrosity in the more sense of it. And you're happy. Why this is happy? This is because they are, at that moment, bad person. At 100%. Why they are a bad person? There are many reasons, once again, in the story. Everyone has their flaw and things like that. But this is the strength of this moment. This moment, and then I will let Uriel Sir talk while I search the second one. This moment reversed the entire gameplay, narratively and meaningfully and gameplay-wise. You are heroes, but you are a bad person. You are completing the level by doing the opposite of what you should do, making your daughter cry. Instead, you should make your daughter happy. You are the protagonist, but you are the bad person. This is what is called ego moment in Young or Jungian or Jung design, depends on how you want to pronounce it, his surname. And it's the idea that if you put something like this in your game, a moment in which you reverse the meaning, the mechanics, and the element, and of course, as we said, that's happened also in the mini game, but it's only in the gameplay, not in the meaning. This moment become incredibly powerful for the player because you are reversing the entire expectation. Of course, this only works for a moment, not for an entire experience.
Yes, absolutely. So there will be so many things to say about the scene, to analyze it. Maybe this is not the place or the time. But one thing I want to say, and it's, I think this is a very good example of something unique about the video game medium. So a scene like this hurts even just watching this. It works with film, books, or whatever other media we are using. But what's special about video games is that here you are not just observing something happened or reading about something. You are these characters.
Exactly.
You are pressing the buttons that are killing Cutie, the elephant.
The elephant.
You are cutting off her ear and actually torturing her. If you stop pressing buttons, the scene stops. She will keep crying for help, but nothing will happen. And you really don't want to do it. I remember I was playing with a friend of mine, and we were talking, and she was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go on. But we want to obviously finish the game. So we were actually not fighting, but we were struggling because we didn't want to complete this level, but we had to. And pressing those buttons felt horrible. And we took a very, very long time doing it up until a point where we're okay, I just want to make this over. I don't want to prolongate this any longer. So we just speed through the rest of the scene as fast as possible. And as Diego said, this was very, very powerful. And this is something that, at the moment at least, only video games are able to do in this way, because you are not just a viewer, you are doing the stuff that you are doing. So just want to point it out. Diego, if you found the link.
Yes, I found it, but please continue if you have.
Oh, no, this was my point.
Okay, so I fully agree with that with Uriel, and of course, as you said, I went full into design mode because I'm, you know that I love game design, so I didn't talk about that, and that's why I love doing this with Uriel and I enjoy it with other, people. Then we have it because everyone has different position. Also, Dynalo is telling us, hey guys, it's very interesting to see this dissect. I wouldn't have noticed this juxtaposition until I replayed the game. The first time this scene was too traumatic. Exactly. That's exactly what Uriel was saying. It was traumatic. I call this PSTD. It's literally PSTD for me. It's post-traumatic disorder because you're feeling a terrible human being. You're feeling so bad. And you are torn, exactly what Uriel is saying. You are torn between the desire to finish game or to know, maybe they're gonna be a good end, maybe they will understand and repair her. And the fact that you're feeling bad by doing it because you are doing it, you are actively doing this thing. And this is insane, of course, is incredible. And it's really the power of video game that only video game can have, because you are acting upon. Okay, you are not simply living, you are acting upon. And this is incredible. Now, of course, this is even more incredible because there is a deeper meaning into the story of this character. As I say, I don't want to go into it, so it makes sense the way they're reacting and doing it because it's a great game, so I will not spoil it further than this. But it's still a masterpiece, a masterclass in ego design, in taking something and changing it completely to reverse what is the ego of the player, because the ego of the player is being the hero. If you notice the scene at the start, they literally wearing hero costumes.
Yes.
Okay, they are the typical archetypes of the mage and the warrior, the typical hero in high classic fantasy, which is the setting of this scene. So this is a masterpiece. Everything here is not randomic. Now, you might say, "Oh, but Diego, this is the classic overanalyzation." Now, it happens sometimes, but this is not. This is the timing of the scene, the word of
The
the
music.
scene, the music, the characteristic. This scene, it's intended in every single detail, not one thing. They start as archetype hero. She is the queen. She's overly joyful, overly positive, even when she gets tortured.
Yeah, the first impression, even the manipulation that you get as soon as you meet her, she is pleasant. They exchange a hug. You just hugged the thing that you are going to kill.
Her voice is overly kid.
Kinda do.
Cody, what are you doing? Let's kill her. Kill me! Why do you want to kill me?
Oh, no.
Clearly change of music, if you notice, of course, but she's incredibly, kid-wise. So to evoke this sense of I'm powerful, you are powerless, therefore is even worse, because it's the famous say, you will not steal a candy from a kid. Why this is usually a word to say to do something super evil, not because technically speaking stealing a candy it's such an evil act. It's because you're stealing a candy from a kid, a powerless creature. You are exerting bad power on powerless, which is the worst form. So she is basically a kid, and you are exerting power on a kid that doesn't react, that she crawl into safe space because she's powerless. You joy at the sadness of your kid out of, well, literally, egoistical views. And as I say, this is a masterpiece on egoist. It's in total, if I take this video, is a 8-minute scene. Okay, 8 minutes in a 10-hour gameplay that can become 12 to 15 depending on players' ability and other characteristics. Yet everyone remembered this scene. This is the power of ego design. This is the power of Jungian design. If you archetype well and then you add this type of ego scene, you will remember it forever. And I will give you another example from my experience in this case, which is from this game, which is the second most perfect example of ego design. But it's second because, of course, it's not comparable to the quality of this first one. And this one happened when it came out, God of War 3. What year was?
I will look for it.
In the meantime, there is someone else watching us. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to say hi.
2010.
2010. So 2020, 10 years plus 5 years, 15 years ago. So I played that game and never replayed it. I didn't replay it in any form or way. And I still remember this scene incredibly well, on how much these ego moments were done well. So that's how it's incredible. So just to show the scene, you are doing the first boss of God of War 3, which is Poseidon. So Poseidon is a boss, you're fighting on Gaia, the Titan. You are temporarily allied with the Titans against the common enemy, the gods. Now, this is the third game of the series. So it's 3 games that
the volume of the video is slightly higher than your volume.
So it's 3 games that you are basically, obsessed as Kratos about, I must kill the god. Okay, I really must kill the gods. So you finally do it, you jump and very epically, very power fantasy, you remove Poseidon from the kind of like creature that Poseidon summoned. And, it's finally time to get your revenge. Fucking gods, it's time to finish this. Very epic scene, of course, you can notice this kind of like monstrosity. It's dying. You are very powerful, very there, very strong.
Zeus should have kept you where you belong. No matter how many gods fall, there will always be another to stand against you.
Once again, very adversary, It's kind of like defeated and you're standing powerful And yet Poseidon, oh, you should have stayed where you were, dead, basically. Because if by the other game, that he was afraid, you should have stayed dead. But the other gods will fall, so, kind of like your fight is futile. It doesn't matter if you kill me, it's pointless. Very adversary words.
They will fall.
Very powerful power fantasy. Yeah, they will die too.
Olympus means the death of us all. Then prepare for your death.
Again, very adversary. If you kill Olympus, everyone dies, but you will die first. So very alpha male, strong version thingy. Now here the game it's stopped. Okay. Now this is very powerful. It takes a second because the player instantly kill it, but it's very powerful. So here you go back into the game, and Poseidon, it's on one knee, clearly sign of weakness. You are on top, projecting your shadow on him, clearly evoking once again power.
Yeah, literally towering over him.
Exactly, you are towering over him. You are hiding the sun from him. You are in a camera way that once again is not chosen by mistake, that show and give this sense of towering. For 1 second, the game gives you the possibility to wait before basically killing him, which is this symbol for people that didn't play God of War, is the finish symbol, the one that activates the last animation that killed the enemy. So here we have another very strong, powerful power fantasy moment. I can stay here and enjoy this moment as much as I want. I have won. I can enjoy this towering power fantasy feel as long as I want. Now the player instantly play. It's okay, it doesn't matter. But notice, and here I will shut up for 2 minutes and then I will return because this needs to be seen as the other one. Masterpiece, absolute masterpiece. Once again, power of the game. Let's dissect this scene because it's so incredible. So you're here, you press, and the camera change. Now you see things from Poseidon point of view. And now this is incredible. Why? Look the face of Kratos. Okay, you played 2 games. You just started the 3rd game as Kratos, and you've always been told that Kratos, in his point of view, it's kind of justified because the gods have been asshole to him. Really, they are not nice people. But look this face. This is not the face of a hero. This is the face of a monster, a bigger monster than you are. Then why you never realized that as a player? Now the 3rd one is a game in which Kratos, spoiler, will eventually suicide himself after killing the gods. Because he has no value after that. He completed his vengeance, but he has nothing to live after. So he will kill himself and die until in God of War 4, we discover that he's alive and he's repentant. That's why he doesn't want to tell his story, because he's repentant, he's sad for the action he made in God of War 3. And why is that? Because he's a villain. He is the villain. The designers of this game knew that, and they wanted you, the player, to feel and understand that. So you see the act of a monster from the first time, the victim point of view. You never realized that Kratos was the monster as much as the gods. The gods and Kratos were the monster. It was just a fighting between, it was like Hitler versus Stalin. Who's right? No one. It's kind of like monster versus monster. But you never realized, though, because you were the one exerting the power. You never saw the power received by the victim, only the one that exerts the power. And here, look, you get bam. For 1 second, the scene starts, and when you get here, you go back into this kind of like powerful mode. Okay, you can still check. You press, you get, but when you feel the violence, you go back into Poseidon. Then cinematic, Once again, you can press back to feeling the violence. Then you hear this, no. He's saying no. Say no. It's powerless. He's begging. Look at the face. He's begging for his existence. He's saying no. He's a dying man.
There is terror in his eyes.
Exactly. Then you go back here. Now, genius, the game go into this. Now the camera doesn't even switch. You will press and feel the violence as you activate it. So when you press the button, Kratos in this phase will basically give a smash his face and then give headbutts. Once again, look the face, look his eyes, okay? I want to stop it better, but... Okay. Okay, this is what you have done to other people in the entire game previously. Then you throw you. Listen here very closely. No. Okay. This face. And finally, you go blind. And it kills you. And this is incredibly powerful. Now, why this ego scene? Because the game then comes back to be a full power fantasy until the last scene of the game, which is where you kill Zeus. That has a very similar concept. Why this scene is at the start, not in the middle like in the previous one? Because this game wanted to tell you, you are the villain. Okay, this is the time that you need to recognize that you are as villainous, as evil as the people that you are killing. Yes, maybe killing them, it's a good thing potentially, I don't know, but you're not the hero, okay? You're not saving anyone. You are a monster. And so this scene is incredible. You just did the tutorial, then beat the first boss, well, beat some enemy, beat the first boss, and then the game hits you with this. You are the bad guy, okay? You are not the good guy. You are the bad guy. You are a monster consumed by rage and violence. And for the first time in 3 games, I'm going to show you that by showing you how a victim feels the power of Zeus. And it's incredible. It's fantastic. Now, why I put this in the second place compared to the other? Because the other, it's more subtle, of course. Here there is a very strong element in showing it because it's literally the third game. So the game kind of like has to be in your face to tell you, hey, by the way, you are the bad guy. Just in case you didn't notice, you are the bad guy. So it needs to be very in the face. The other is more subtle, is more build up. But this is a masterpiece in the game. It's incredible how Ego Moment and Young Design change everything. And even the fact that you evolve from pressing a button, pressing changing camera, pressing fill in the camera, and then finally killing yourself with the last action, which of course is literally killing and go blind and go back. It's a complete masterpiece. And yeah, so kind of like we did. I don't know if you want to add anything. And of course, we have like still maybe 5 minutes for today.
No, not enough time in 5 minutes. I'd like to tackle a few of the narrative aspects of the game, going back to...
then we need to continue this another time.
Yeah, we'll do another episode maybe about this.
Because in any case, I see the people interviewed, so it was nice. Thank you for following us as always. This was a very dense moment because when we go into this incredible design moment, both me and Uriel, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, we lose ourselves.
Exactly. So thank you for following us. Thank you for interviewing. Thank you for giving us your time as always. We will be here next Tuesday. We don't know if we will continue this or with a news or another game or whatever. Please let us know. And bye. See you next time.